From hidden government files to the accounts of former military officials, the legend of Hangar 18 at Wright Patterson Air Force Base has captivated both UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. What secrets lie behind the tightly guarded walls of this mysterious hangar? Over the years, former Air Force personnel and base employees have come forward, sharing chilling stories that only add layers to the enigma. Today, we delve into one of the most perplexing and enduring alien mysteries of our time, one that could change everything we know about extraterrestrial encounters. Wright Patterson Military Base is a vast complex officially employing 20,000 to 22,000 men and women, and is the home of the 88th Air Base Wing, the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, and the Air Force Materiel Command. It is also home to the Foreign Technology Division, where most of the scientific work in the base was conducted. To understand why the Wright Patterson Base is the subject of such fascination, we need to go back to the late 1940s. Around this time, reports of unidentified objects in the skies over America began to surface. Then came the infamous Roswell incident in 1947. The wreckage from Roswell was secured from the crash site by the military. While early news showed that the military recovered a metallic disc, the information was immediately put under wraps. And the crash wreckage was shown to be nothing but a mere weather balloon by the military. But the real wreckage was flown over 15,000 miles away from New Mexico, to Wright Field Base, in Dayton, Ohio. Later on March 25, 1948, a group of soldiers came across a large silver disc-like object, in Aztec, New Mexico. The UFO was found intact, which made it look more like a landing, rather than a crash. One of the Army men found two bodies inside the craft, through a broken peephole, and immediately reported it to his higher command, making the military interested in the craft. The Army allegedly recovered 14 to 16 badly burnt alien bodies, and were brought to a local safe house, from where they were transported to the Wright Field Base. This remains the most significant UFO retrieval to date, owing to the large number of alien bodies found. The Wright Field Base started to become renowned as a ground zero for records and material, especially for UFO crashes. The crash wreckage from Paradise Valley, Arizona in October 1947, Kingman, Arizona in May 1953, Laredo, Texas in June 1953, and the famous Kecksburg crash from December 1965, no matter where a UFO sighting was spotted, all evidence was believed to be moved straight to Hangar 18 in the Wright Field Base. As the base grew larger, it was subsequently renamed Wright Patterson Air Force Base and was completely concealed from drawing public attention. In 1997, June Crane, a former employee in the Wright Patterson military base, opened up to James Clarkson, a former Aberdeen, Washington police detective and a UFO researcher, who was searching for answers about the Wright Patterson base. Being a clerk typist, June had access to top-secret military information, including classified documents from the base. One afternoon, a lieutenant surprised her with a piece of unusual metal, she recalled.
And he says, "June, you're a good wrecker. Tear that thing apart. Break that up." And I took it and I bent it and I twisted it and I laid it back down, and it got right back the same shape.
She also revealed that the Wright Patterson Base is home for the government's crash retrieval program, which was designed to capture and to study non-US space objects of unknown origin. The objects were retrieved under the code name Project Moondust and were shipped to the Wright Patterson Base. The main objectives of Project Moondust were to keep track of any unidentified aerial vehicles that have crashed, and clear the debris as soon as possible. She also stated that this program hides such incidents away from the people and misleads the media as a means to keep the noise down. Initially, June signed a non-disclosure agreement to keep her silence, which she did for 45 years. But in 1997, she changed her mind, stating that this information should be known to the public, when she met James Clarkson. Sadly, June Crane passed away a year later in 1998. A ufologist named Leonard Stringfield, who wrote several books and papers on UFO crashes and retrievals, approached a number of military personnel and people who worked in the Wright Patterson base for his research. Most of his citations, however, were nameless, as the people who testified didn't want their names in his study, because of the secrecy involved. Ted Phillips, a UFO investigator, was also given access to top-secret photos in the Wright Patterson base to study, which included pictures of alien bodies and crashed aircrafts. Surprisingly, the descriptions from both the sources about aliens maintained in the base were very similar. The reports mentioned the bodies having large heads, long skinny appendages for fingers with a thin membrane in between them, arms longer than the legs, a slit for a mouth with no visible teeth, 2 holes in the place of a nose, 2 holes for the ears, and eyes which are bigger for the size of the body. Many people from the interactions have also confirmed that the base has underground vaults, while they believed that the military have certainly done all testing on the bodies there. These vaults are said to be secure from most of the people working on the base and are maintained cold to accommodate cryogenic storage of alien bodies. According to the description by Ted Phillips, there were 4 enormous vaults, spanning about 100 square feet in area, and they were connected by huge long tunnels. Captain Robert M. Collins, an author and retired Air Force captain who also worked as a research analyst for FTD, conducted his own research about the much-talked-about Hangar 18. According to him, there exists a place called Building 18 inside the base, instead of a Hangar 18 complex. However, its neighboring building, Building 23, interestingly called Hangar 23 before, matches the structure and fits the description for the perceived Hangar 18. But, he also stated that it is impossible to know what lies beneath the Wright Patterson Air Force Base. In another incident, a Navy pilot by the initials PJ, accidentally entered a restricted area inside the base and saw something truly mind-blowing. While he was only there for a brief 30 seconds, he recalled seeing a disc-shaped object which was shiny and metallic in color, lying in one of the hangars. The object was around 15 feet in length and was about 8 feet in height, he recalled. Over the years, several former military personnel have come forward with their accounts of what they witnessed or heard while stationed at Wright Patterson. Some claim they were aware of alien artifacts stored in the base, though they were sworn to secrecy. In 1987, Lieutenant Colonel Corso claimed he had handled extraterrestrial materials sent from Roswell to Wright Patterson, even asserting that some of this technology was gradually leaked into public use. The base also has a history of duplicating equipment from different nations like Russia, Germany, China, and to reverse engineer them for the benefit of the military. Some also speculate if the base did actually start to duplicate alien crafts as well. Charles Wilhelm, an Army Master Sergeant, suspected the military may also have been testing the newly developed Harrier jet on the Air Force Base. This British-designed craft has the vertical abilities of a helicopter combined with the forward thrust of a conventional jet plane. He adds that the military quickly contacted him after the media released his statements, but surprisingly didn't commit to anything except appreciating him for a good job on his research. A declassified document from 1955, from the Air Technical Intelligence Center at the Wright Patterson, stated that the base had in fact begun work on a disc-shaped craft, under the name of Project Silverbug. The document also has schematics for a spacecraft, spanning about 35 feet in diameter with a crew of 1 pilot, and is capable of vertical takeoff at 2,000 miles per hour. 11 years later, an unnamed pilot who was a part of a squadron, Flying Tigers, celebrating their reunion, unknowingly wandered into Hangar 4 Bay E, where he discovered a similar aircraft. The pilot described the craft as a very large monster, of about 116 feet in diameter and 12 feet in height from the hangar floor. In the summer of 1980, mysterious lights filled up the skies above the Wright Patterson base. Many newspapers and eyewitnesses reported the craft was brightly lit and unlike anything they ever saw. The object was moving up and down and hovered over the base for a long time. While some say that the craft disappeared over the base, two policemen who chased it from a long way towards Dayton, Ohio, state that the craft was aiming for the Air Force Base, until they eventually lost its tracks. However, the military kept all the news about the base highly confidential. Other government organizations were denied access to the information, and were even prohibited inside the hangar on multiple occasions. J. Edgar Hoover, former FBI director, was immensely interested in the retrieved crafts but was often frustrated as he was kept out of the loop regarding the activity inside Wright Patterson. In 1994, Senator Barry Goldwater attempted to visit the base and was strictly prohibited from doing so. If government personnel and the FBI couldn't gain access into the base, how high did the secrecy go? Naturally, the U.S. government denies the existence of alien remains or technology stored in Hangar 18. The Air Force has repeatedly stated that any reports of extraterrestrial activity at Wright Patterson are baseless. The lack of transparency on the issue only fueled more speculation. Some theorists argue that Hangar 18 could hold remnants of alien technology, actively studied for advanced propulsion and energy systems. Others suggest that it serves as a research facility, where scientists study how humanity might react if we were to encounter life beyond Earth. Some skeptics argue that Hangar 18 is nothing more than a storage unit for experimental aircraft, a place where cutting-edge technology is developed and kept hidden to maintain a strategic advantage. Some people suspect that maybe the legends of Hangar 18 are cover-ups for top-secret military programs. Or maybe, the work done in the Wright Patterson Air Force Base might have been relocated to another base, the Area 51 in the Nevada desert. Despite all the evidence indicating that the Roswell crash remains were taken to the Wright Patterson base for research and study, the government never officially confirmed or denied the claims. Over time, Hangar 18 has become more than just a place, it's a symbol of the unknown. Featured in films, songs, and conspiracy theories across the world, this supposed storage for extraterrestrial secrets has created a global fascination. Even after 60 years of this mystery, there is still no concrete evidence which confirms any speculations about the place. Whether it's fact or fiction, Hangar 18 has cemented itself as a focal point of curiosity, intrigue, and the enduring question, are we truly alone? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for the latest revelations in space exploration. Hit the bell icon to stay updated, and let's continue to explore together.